Good timing, oh yes. Great timing. You lucky devil. This is worth 18 submarines. Come on, Mama, let the good times roll.
How about we just
What are you planning there, you sociopathic rich man?
Oh, what you talking about?
Maybe we just pour water on an anthill.
That'd be nice.
It's got to be boiling water.
Okay.
Regular water won't drown them. You got to have the boiling water so it actually cooks them.
Why don't I just shoot down the anthill?
We could just get
Or
some
just
X.
do like those guys who decide they want to call it an art piece and pour the boiling aluminum down to it and then dig out the anthill when it cools.
Do some Axe body spray and a lighter on the anthill.
That'll take care of the surface. It'll burn it'll suck out the oxygen to the entrance for a little bit. But
That's like you poke a hole in the anthill that causes a lot of them to come out. You bad. They just keep doing it.
Or you just light a lighter up top and find all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Playing ants because they were already covered in Axe body spray.
So what next, DM?
Depends how much time we got. 9? Anybody got a... What are we feeling?
What do you feel?
Yeah, the only one that we kind of had too many time
You're the
restrictions
bedtime.
on were...
Right, I'm off tomorrow, so I can kind of go, so...
It all depends. You know how much we've got left in this whole dungeon thing. So.
Yeah, I know what we can do next. I'm...
So it's all... yeah. It's up to you. How are you feeling?
Alright, yeah, you guys, you guys just want to press forward? Nobody wants to give up? Cool.
Choo-choo.
That's why I bought the coffee.
Right. So you immediately enter a new clearing. You see two pyramid, for a lack of a better word, two pyramids of garbage.
They're starting to stack them up and worship it.
The Kefics have reached a different elemental... they've elevated their...
We see at the
They're a
top of one
class 2. They're a class 2 technological civilization.
on top of one of the pyramids, there's one chopping off the head of another and rolling the head down the pyramid.
They're making sacrifices. And this is a world where gods are real, so that would actually mean something.
Thing is, we're all interpreting it as a sacrifice to a god. For them, no. This literally is just their own little plinko machine where they just chop the head off and it's got to roll down a certain until it hits one of those.
Ding ding, yeah.
Yeah, one particular entry, and that determines what they get. What tasty morsel they get to eat tonight.
All right, so several hollowed out and crushed vehicle chassis are stacked atop one another, forming a series of small ziggurats. Paths of dusty grit twist and turn around the structures, which appear stained in places with oil and other lubricants. The chassis mounds are relatively stable as they're stacked more carefully than the other junk piles in the car yards. A player character can climb the chassis. You can climb one of these two ziggurats if you choose. But I guess I better bust out the markers here.
Okay.
You're so silly. Oh,
Well, I'll let Steve figure that out while I also now take a 10-minute. That did cost me all of my fucking stamina. So I'm just gonna chill out at the end of that bridge.
Okay.
No. Where's that thing? Alright. Where's the people? Oh, yeah. Guess he's hanging out back here with them.
Scraps not sticking too far away. Yeah, that's at least.
So, like, the middle tier obviously is one step higher.
Okay.
And then, like, yeah.
So it's like
it steps
5 feet up and then another 5 feet up.
About that.
Gotcha.
Because you got to make climb checks if you want to climb it and all that.
All right.
Not that I can't necessarily see why you maybe I don't know.
To get high ground.
It gives me information for silly stuff. I'm like, you wouldn't do this, but then it doesn't give me information for all the stuff. It's like,
Like if somebody wants to try to intentionally set off the trap, but then I say no.
right. Well, the only information it gives me for triggering the trap is the weight of 2 people. And so it was easier when it was like, oh, well, I'll make a strength check. And I'm like, all right, well, it's going to have to be enough to, like, say, lift 2 people or so. So it was easier to gauge than, like, where do I shoot it? I'm like, bullets don't necessarily, I don't see it. It would just go through a bunch of garbage in my head. Like, it wouldn't, I don't know. And when I say it's swaying, it's like, I'm just putting a spin on it. Obviously, it's not, like, it's...
You're the one telling me how the world works.
I know. It's just, you know, I already have an issue with communication, obviously. Like, it's hard for me to, like, say words that
shit, bro.
my words mean different things than it means to other people.
What?
It's a true thing.
You all right over there, bud?
I've never been all right. All right, let's do this. What do you guys want to do? How are we doing this?
Sitting my butt right down for
All right,
10
yeah,
minutes.
sure, 10 minutes. Everybody reloads.
I'll let them
Do you have your extra
kebab?
Yeah.
No. I gave everybody a kebab.
Oh, okay.
I should have kept the free one for myself. At least then I'd have
It's
an
not like
extra
Bill
kebab.
needs it.
Yay.
So, after Reggie finishes his rest, after I'm assuming, you know, he and Scrap seem to like bicker back and forth at each other as to whose fault that was.
That was yours. Clearly.
What do we see when we look in this area?
Fair.
I'm assuming
large
two
ones.
very large piles of garbage.
To be honest, I don't think I hid anything from you. I did the description. Yes, there's you see the stacks of crushed vehicles that have created pyramid-like structures.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
just the ziggurat
obviously,
things.
obviously not formed by the lucky creatures, but we joke.
We hope not, at least.
They're learning.
No.
You know what? Since you guys are like hanging out there for 10 minutes,
God,
like,
as soon as these bugs start putting on loincloths, they're at the same evolutionary point as the fucking rats.
I mean,
I would at least say the Sheeran.
after 10
At least
minutes,
at least they're in the same classification of species.
Oh
no, you guys are probably well, fuck it. Let's perception. I'll just in case everybody boofs it. Nope. As long as I'm rolling for him, he's gonna be all right. Dude,
14.
my dice trade's fucked up. These big, sharp, heavy dice are destroying my dice tray. Well, it's got indentations where every dice lands.
Oh,
So nobody like got a 5 or less, right?
no, I got a 14.
7.
Okay.
Woo, cutting close.
Well,
My
yeah, you can
perception's a
tell that
+5.
like those pyramids are practically teeming with fucking Kefik wildlife.
Oh,
They must be
they're like
they
nesting
must
in
be
there or
used
something?
as nests.
So do
Oh,
we want to
wait.
try
mating
sneaking?
season. Oh god, it's a giant Kefik orgy in each of those.
Do we want to try sneaking across?
Yeah, I guess I could try. Stealth ain't. I mean, I'm okay at stealth. I ain't great at it. But better that than kicking up a bunch of angry, horny insects.
Yeah, it'd be really hard, I imagine. Let's see, because I know they have the blind sight, like we said.
That's true.
Yeah, vibration 30 feet. I mean, like you'd all have to do very well, and if even one of you failed, it'd be. I mean, is that what we're gonna do? Because I mean, I guess there's no reason not to. If that's
How
what you wanna do.
intelligent are Kefiks?
They are mindless creatures. It's so like they pretty much just attack what they see and fuck who they see or whatever the fuck they do.
Anybody
Just
got a
work entirely
vibrator?
on instinct,
But it does
basically.
specifically say, yeah, that they're totally mindless, but totally hostile and territorial and all that. So attack on sight, fight to the death kind of deal.
Anybody got a vibrator?
A thumper. Yeah, I know how to get Steve. I'll tell you.
No. I mean, shit, if I had some fucking grenades, that might be something. 'Cause at least then we could either throw them at the things or throw them to the other side to try and, like, hey, that's bigger vibrations than what we're doing over here.
Could have let him across the bridge and let the chairs fall on him. That would have been too big brain. That would have been metagaming. I'd have been like, you read it. You like looked it up and read it. Not that the book says to do that, but that's like, I'm like, oh, if you had snuck past the chairs, like had gone one at a time or whatever, then triggered the Kefiks, and then just kind of like waltzed back, the Kefiks would have mindlessly triggered their own trap.
Yeah.
You know, like in a video game where you like piss off a guard, and like I saw a video of this, and you like drag the guard out to a fight or something, like get the guards involved in your fight to help you.
In Divinity Original Sin 2,
We
it's very-
teleported
yeah,
like
it's-
a level 30 guy to the fight.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
like they let you have a lot of control over things, and one of the big things that they give you control over is it's turn-based combat. But if a party member was sneaking and didn't start the combat and they haven't been seen, they're not in that turn-based combat, so they can still move around and do their own thing while the turn-based combat
And then
happens.
the turn-based people are standing there. You're like, I'm just gonna put
Yeah.
a bomb here.
And you
a bomb
wow.
here.
and the big thing to do is like if you engage somebody in conversation, that NPC used to be stuck talking to you. as long as they didn't get past like 50% health. So yeah, we would do a teleports. Like there was this one boss that was giving us an issue. And it was this giant fire witch thing on the edge of a cliff. And we're like, okay, every time we start this fight, she catches everything on fire and kills us all in 2 turns. So we just...
What about that guy over there?
Yeah, we're like, there's this ridiculous guy NPC we've talked to who seems jacked and gilled out of his mind. So we just had one person walk up and talk to the witch to start the fight.
To move him 30 feet and then talk to him to force him to stay there.
No, we just teleported the witch like 20 times.
Oh yeah, we did actually.
Oh wow.
We moved the witch to him.
Yeah, and she's still like caught in mid-conversation.
With NPCs.
Like, and as long as we didn't finish the conversation with her, which was just her screaming at us, then you could just keep teleporting her because we couldn't do enough damage to her teleporting. Yeah. And then we just stopped talking to her as soon as she was next to him.
With the the kill anything wizard.
Yeah, he wrecked her in like 2 turns.
He really was so he's from the first game of Divinity Girls and said like he could be in your party, and then it's like thousands of years later he's still alive and doing his own thing.
Doing whatever the fuck he wants.
Like so he's just jacked at. He's the kill anything wizard.
Yeah, we just teleported that bitch next to him, and we were talking with. And sadly, we gave that advice to some friends the other day, or a few weeks back, that started the game. They patched that out. Now, if you teleport somebody who's mid-conversation, they immediately aggro. They're like, I used to not care when I would suddenly be dispositioned in space and time, but now I care a lot.
The concept in that game of compartment and capacity are limitless. Like, you could put 100 bombs in one barrel, and then take that barrel and put it into another barrel with 100 bombs, put like 1,000,000 barrels in one barrel full of bombs. And when you set it off, if your computer can't handle it, your game probably crashes from the particle effect, but you basically just explode the entire map.